my wallet. But no, I just better just take my purse. Somebody could grab my purse and run, but they can't grab my wallet out of my pocket.
Okay.
But I look too baggy.
Where are we? What are we doing?
We are at the Days Inn Hotel in Toronto. So we're just going to go for a walk down Carlton Street to where Mom and Ralph used to live, and then we're going to head down Queen Street, Allen Gardens, just different places, and see Walter wants to relive his youth. So that's where we're heading now. So, but we got a nice little hotel room here, inexpensive, so it's very nice. So that's what we're going to do now.
Thank you.
Toodly-doo. Hotel room here. So right now we're in Carlton. We're just going for a walk.
Well, where are we now?
This is Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. I used to come here for wrestling games. Never did come for a hockey game, but I came for a few wrestling games here. It's pretty nice. It was close to where Mom and Ralph lived.
Oh.
So it's very nice. So Walter will have to get a picture from across the street.
No marquee anymore. It's a big garden. No streetcar, or a new streetcar. Remember the old ones looked a lot different.
Yeah, but it's pretty old too. It's still got running on the
Electricity.
pretty interesting.
So the Maple Leaf Gardens, Ralph did a drawing of that. Remember those satirical drawings that he did? Wrestling.
Okay.
He also did a satirical drawing of those streetcars.
The streetcars, yes. You'll see a lot of them in Ralph's drawings, a lot of things, different things from Toronto, because this was his hometown. He was born and raised here and lived here most of his life until Mom got sick, and then he was shipped away wherever Bernadette wanted him to go. So there's a lot of different things here that you see in on his drawings. The people, the bars, everything. They're all in his drawings. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting.
Across the street? That's the side the garden's on.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, not now.
Next time.
Okay.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of nice, kind of home.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of home for me.
Oh yeah, Maple Leaf Garden.
Okay.
Wow. Oh.
There it is.
Yeah. It's on this side.
If we could find 140 Carlton Street, that's where Mom and them live, but Ralph said it was torn down. So, but we will check to see what's the closest to 140 we can get. Maybe 140, 150 are both the same thing now.
Yeah, I remember the park across the street. We used to go there all the time.
Yeah, so that's Allen Gardens. So it's got to be right across there somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
And I've been calling it Marvin Gardens all these times.
Oh my, you think you're playing
Monopoly.
Allen Gardens.
Yeah.
No monopoly with Allen Gardens. That's where the old street preachers stand and preach. And people hang around. Prostitutes hang out there. Whatever goes on there. So
At Allen Gardens.
at Allen Gardens
In
the nighttime.
It's as big as I remember it too.
Yeah. Very interesting. 77 Carlton.
So,
The Mutual.
3 blocks to go.
Yeah.
There's Marvin Garden, or yeah, Allen Gardens behind us. Where was Grandma's place?
Right across the street in that empty lot. She lived at 140, and that's 130 and 150. So her whole block was torn down there. So that's where she used to live. But they put up new things there. That's a new building there.
There's a whole new building there.
New building behind it. The one building there is a part of the old building. But I'll see the Laverne. I don't know what's the number there, but
So the one she used to live in was beside that one?
Yeah, it was on this side. It was 140 Carlson. That's 134. See 134? There, 134. 134 Carlson.
So she was at 140?
She was at 140. That's 134.
So they got a little grocery store where she used to live.
They got a little grocery store now, yeah. So her house is no more. Her apartment is no more. It's all gone. There's 140.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I see 140 Carlton Street now. It's a junior 1 and 2 bed, junior 1, 2 bedroom apartment style. So that's where Mom used to live. It was a rooming house, or apartment house, little apartment house, not a big one like it is now.
Oh, go across the street from there. Yeah, I remember. Remember the gardens? The gardens are the same.
Yeah, just run across from Mom's over to the gardens. Mom used to make you stay in the garden sometimes, I think, and stay there. Yeah. So, this is Toronto. This is where we lived for a long time, on and off. I lived here on and off for quite a few years when my life was young and silly. But now that I'm old and mature, more mature, it's still a nice place. Oh, a guy just fell on his bicycle.
Good thing I missed it. It would have been embarrassing. So right there, that's where the apartment would have been. Instead of steps going up, I remember steps going down to Grandma's basement apartment.
Okay. Well, there's $1.50.
Oh yeah. You probably returned it to there. I remember going around.
Freaking dogs.
Yeah.
There must be a dog park. That's how they play.
Yeah.
That's how doggies play. That's good. Oh, isn't that very nice they have?
Yeah.
That's very nice. My puppy would go in there and she would be beat up. She would put her tail between her legs and run. She's such a little coward.
Well, yeah, but she's also 1 or 2 bites for those kind of dogs.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, this is kind of nice. Reminiscing. Thinking back to my life when I was here. Whenever I was sober. Yeah, it's part of history. Another page turned over and starting over again. Well, that's just life.
Now you're back visiting how many years later?
Now I'm back visiting 30 years later, more than 30 years later. So a lot of things have happened in 30 years. Because I think I was 27 when I first came here. Or 25, something like that.
Yeah?
When I first came. When I stayed with Mom for a while. Well, then I went on and off. I went here and back to Saskatchewan and back again. Every time I left, I came back with a new baby. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, this is nice just to be here.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go over. I'll show you the part where we found a bird once.
Okay.
Okay, just keep walking.
When I first came to Toronto by myself, I think I had Kenny John. And maybe I was just terrified. I wouldn't even sit beside the window, and whenever I go out of the apartment, I would run like crazy to go where I was going and then run back home as fast as I could. And I thought somebody's going to shoot me.
Oh, just afraid of the big city?
Terrified of the big city. Totally terrified. And you didn't go to school until you were 7 years old because I was scared to go out on the street and take you to school.
Yeah?
So I didn't put you in school till you were 7.
Wow.
That's how scared I was of life. And yet, like Mom said, living on the reserve was way worse. But that's just goes to show you, you know. Just walked on this way. Goes to show you how life can do, what life can do to you.
Yeah.
You know, you live on the reserve, you're sheltered, you have one house. You come to the city, there's cars and people and traffic. And that's terrifying when you come from a quiet place. So, but here I am, 63 years old, and I survived, and I'm going strong. Not going to quit for nothing. So,
Yeah, over back here. Back here, over somewhere in there. where we found a little bird and we tried to keep it alive.
Oh.
It was in the bush.
Did they have a wading pool there too then?
Yeah, I remember the wading pool.
Oh.
So it's not that far to that other place, Queen Street?
Yeah. Should be just down here somewhere.
Okay. Glenda Street. Just a couple more blocks until Queen Street?
Yes, I think one more block. I'm not wrong. Yeah. Well, Shooter and then Queen.
Okay. I guess we can go.
Glenda, yeah.
Wow. Are those streetcars over there?
Yeah, I don't know.
That looks kind of familiar.
We lived in one of these buildings. I'm trying to remember the number, but I don't remember what the number was. But it was one of these buildings, I'm sure. And then there was a fire on the second floor that we lived in. Maybe if we walk down further, then we'll find it. So we'll walk down further and we'll go back to where Mom used to live. Because Mom lived up the other way.
So you think it might be the one with the green?
I believe the one with the green.
So up there on the second floor is where we had the fire, and our whole lives changed, and it led to events coming that led us to Calgary.
Yes, started out somehow that way, and ended up in Calgary. So life has changed. So.
Okay, well, lead on, McDuff.
So we'll go on.
Now I remember this park here. Used to play in this park, or walk across the street from the park. Yeah, because I'm thinking it's 175.
It's got new windows in it, so it could have been the one. When it burnt, it put new windows in it.
It's got stairs that go upwards, because I remember going upwards.
We went from the back.
Yeah?
We went in from the back.
Well, let's go to the alley.
Yeah, but let's go down one bit further, and we'll see. Because this is the park I believe you guys played at.
Yeah.
Is there a girl starting in the corner?
Oh, back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of cute.
I don't know where she went.
Probably got picked up.
Are you all ready?
If that's what she's there for.
Yeah. So, I'm sure that was this one.
Yeah.
We walked down further, there should be a hotel at the end of the street, because that's where I went and had beer with Angelo and George before I went into labor with Ben on December the 1st, 68. They say, come with me, missus, come with me. You gotta let us in the bar, let us in the bar. Because the men weren't allowed to go in the women's part of the bar at that time.
Yeah.
They could only go into the men's side. But if they were with a woman, then they could go in. And so they asked me to go with them. And I went with them. Yeah. So that's what I did. I went with them and we went and had a beer. Then I went home and they stayed in there. Then I went into labor. Had my last baby. Yeah. That's what I did at that time.
I remember a restaurant around here too.
But there's so many different things.
Yeah.
After 30 years, things change.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a restaurant. I don't think we were in those ones. I'm just trying to think of the address.
If we go to the back, I'll probably might be able to recognize some of it.
Yeah. Well, look, when we get down to the corner here, there's a hotel here in Los.
So this is the back alley of Queen Street?
I believe this is the back alley of where we live.
Yeah, because I remember that parking lot. That's all so familiar. Okay, lead us on to that.
Okay, we'll see if we can notice, but probably won't because one looks like the other.
Yeah, but it seems very familiar. All this stuff here. Yeah, this is it.
So this is the one we used to have to go up to the second floor. And maybe this one over here. 73, maybe that one.
Yeah.
Into the back.
Wow.
That's where you used to go up to the second floor because we lived on the second floor. Angelos and Kathleen Cardemus lived on the first, we lived on the second. And then George and, I forget his wife, lived on the third floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because George and his wife, they're the ones that wanted to take Ben.
Yeah.
They wanted to raise Ben as their own. Brenda, I think her name was Brenda. And I was going to leave Ben with them. But I got scared after a while because I realized they were just drunks.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I never left him there with them.
Yeah.
So, but they wanted him so badly. But I'm glad that I came to my senses in time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I want to see that parking lot behind us. I remember playing in this very parking lot. Just to come back here and play games.
Oh.
Just all kid things up and down.
Yeah. Life goes on, eh?
Yeah. Oh, I got 5 minutes left on this tape.
Oh, okay. If we can walk past where Mom used to live,
Okay.
then at 100 Queen Street. We
Okay.
have to go around that way a little way, so we may as well leave 5 minutes for their apartment at 100 Queen Street for peace.
Okay, so what is this place now?
This is where Mom and Ralph lived for many years at 100 Queen Street here. They lived here. And I used to come, this is where I brought you and Kenny, and then I walked up to the hospital and had Mikey, yeah. We walked around all day, you and me and Ken. I pushed you, Kenny, in the carriage and you walked beside him. Then we came back here and I said to Mom, well, I'm going to have my baby. I came walking out. I walked up to St. Michael's Hospital and had my baby. So that was way back in 65. Yeah.
And you used to walk up and down these stairs inside here?
Yeah. That's where I live, Mom. I was living with Mom and Ralph here. At 100 Queen Street. 100 Queen Street.
And which way to the hospital?
Up this way, to St. Michael's. I walked up there to St. Michael's Hospital.
Well, let's go grab a quick shot of it. Hey Mikey, this is where you were born.
We walked there from Queen Street. Yeah, this is where I had my third son. Walked from 100 Queen Street up here to, I don't know what number it is here, but this is where we walked to have Mikey. I'll find the number somewhere.
School from my childhood. And in my dreams a few times. That's my another tape. Okay, the tape's over. Time to go back to the hotel.
Okay, now we're finished walking for the evening. And I'm going to ride the elevator up. I'm not taking the stairs up. So this was kind of a good little tour down memory lane for Walter. And it's made me think a lot about how much I have missed of their lives by just living my life selfishly. But anyway, I can't do nothing about that. But I can try and make us have a better tomorrow. And I think that's the reason I'm here right now with Walter, just going through memories and trying to make everything better for tomorrow. So I pray we have a good years from now on, informative years where I will listen with my ears and my heart.